The next world war may not be fought in the skies, on land, or even in space. It could unfold in the deep, silent darkness of the ocean floor. This isn't a battle for territory but for something even more valuable: control of information. The infrastructure powering our modern world is at stake. Imagine waking up to a world where your internet connection is gone, no emails, no bank transactions, no news. This isn't science fiction, it's a real vulnerability. Our digital world depends on a network of physical cables stretching thousands of miles beneath the sea. These hidden arteries are the backbone of our global society. Right now, a quiet struggle for control over these arteries is underway. The main players? The United States and its allies on one side, China on the other. The chessboard is new, a map of the world's oceans traced by fiber-optic lines. Each cable is a strategic move, each landing point a potential vulnerability. The stakes? The future of global communication. The winner could decide who gets to speak and who gets to be heard. This isn't just about cutting cables in wartime. The real game is about influence, access, and setting the standards for the digital age. By building internet infrastructure, a country gains enormous leverage. It can monitor data, favor its own companies, and export its model of internet governance. This is the digital war you never saw coming. It's happening right now, beneath the waves. The fight is subtle, but the consequences are massive. Control the cables, control the flow of information. The world's future is being shaped in the depths. The question is, who will win this invisible war? The answer will define the next era of global power. The ocean floor is the new front line. The battle is silent, but the impact will be felt everywhere. The war beneath the waves has already begun, and most of us have no idea it's happening. Welcome to the new great game. We think of the internet as a cloud, but it's actually a physical network. Over 99% of international data travels through submarine fiber-optic cables, not satellites. These cables are the true backbone of our digital lives. They carry everything: video calls, financial transactions, social media, and more. Bundled and protected by steel and plastic, they're laid on the seabed by specialized ships. A single cable can cost hundreds of millions, but its capacity is immense. Without these cables, the global economy would grind to a halt. But here's the problem. They're incredibly vulnerable. Lying in remote, unprotected areas, a ship's anchor or a natural disaster can sever them. Worse, they can be deliberately targeted. The disruption would be catastrophic, like blocking the Suez Canal for data. For decades, Western companies dominated cable construction and maintenance. They set the rules and controlled key landing points. But that's changing. China has recognized the strategic value of this infrastructure. It's moving decisively to build its own network, on its own terms. The new great game is about who controls these invisible lifelines. The stakes are higher than ever. The world's data flows through these fragile threads. Whoever controls them, controls the future. The battle for the ocean floor is a battle for global influence. And it's happening right now, out of sight. The question is, who will own the world's digital arteries? Enter the Peace Cable, a powerful instrument of China's digital strategy. Officially, it's the Pakistan and East Africa Connecting Europe cable, stretching 15,000 kilometers. Starting in Pakistan, it snakes along the Horn of Africa and lands in France. This isn't just another internet cable, it's a digital extension of China's Belt and Road Initiative. Funded and built by Chinese companies, the Peace Cable marks a shift in global infrastructure. For years, Western firms dominated this market. Now China is a major competitor. The Peace Cable offers developing nations high-speed connectivity and economic development, but these benefits come with strings attached. By using Chinese technology and funding, countries tie their digital futures to Beijing. The cable lands at data centers often managed by Chinese companies, giving China a strategic foothold. It creates a pathway for Chinese tech giants to expand their services and standards. The route mirrors China's expanding economic and military presence. It connects key ports and strategic locations where China has invested heavily. The cable serves both commercial and strategic interests. It's a tool for projecting power and influence across a vast region. The Peace Cable is no accident. It's a calculated move in the digital great game. Each connection strengthens China's grip on global data flows. The world's digital map is being redrawn, one cable at a time. The question is, who will set the rules for the next digital era? The answer may lie beneath the waves. The Peace Cable is just the beginning. To understand China's strategy, look at Djibouti. This tiny nation sits at the southern entrance to the Red Sea, a geopolitical jackpot. The US, France, Japan, and Italy all have bases here, but China's presence is growing fastest. In 2017, China opened its first overseas military base in Djibouti, just miles from the US base. But China's influence goes beyond the military. It's invested billions in Djibouti's infrastructure, ports, railways, and digital networks. Djibouti is a major landing point for the Peace Cable and home to a key data center partly owned by China Telecom. This data center is the hub for much of East Africa's internet traffic. By controlling this gateway, China gains leverage to monitor and potentially disrupt data flows. In a crisis, China could prioritize its own data traffic and slow down rivals. Djibouti is a microcosm of China's global strategy: economic investment, military presence, and digital control. The government welcomes Chinese investment as a path to modernization, but critics warn of growing dependence and loss of sovereignty. Djibouti has taken on massive debts to Chinese banks and handed over control of critical infrastructure. The dragon's digital pearl shines with both promise and peril. Djibouti's story is a warning and a glimpse of the future. The stakes for digital control have never been higher. Pakistan is the other anchor of the peace cable, the starting point of China's digital Silk Road. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor connects western China to the Arabian Sea, with Gwadar Port as its crown jewel. The peace cable provides a direct, high-speed data link between China and this strategic port. Chinese companies are building a nationwide fiber-optic network across Pakistan, using mainly Huawei technology. This creates a secure digital corridor, giving China a dominant position in Pakistan's telecom market. Pakistani data increasingly flows through Chinese-managed systems, raising concerns about data security and surveillance. For China, the benefits are clear: a vital alternative route for its data, bypassing choke points like the South China Sea. The route through Pakistan offers a more secure path to Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. It's a crucial step in China's quest to control global internet infrastructure. The digital corridor cements the all-weather friendship in fiber and silicon. The implications for sovereignty and security are profound. The world is watching as China builds its digital empire. The promise of connectivity is tempting for developing nations, but building digital infrastructure is expensive. China steps in with loans and technology, offering a win-win at first. But these loans must be repaid, and many countries are already deeply in debt. If a country defaults, it could lose control of its digital infrastructure, just as Sri Lanka lost its port. This is the digital debt trap, losing sovereignty over information, not just land. Countries like Pakistan and Djibouti are already heavily indebted to China. Dependency gives China leverage to push for favorable regulations and standards. The debt is not just financial, it's a tool for locking countries into China's technological orbit. The risk is a new form of digital colonialism. The stakes are national sovereignty and control over information. The digital debt trap is real and growing. The world must weigh the cost of connectivity. The price may be higher than anyone expects. For years, the West saw submarine cables as a business, not a battleground. China's grand strategy went unnoticed, until it was almost too late. The wake-up call came as Huawei dominated 5G, and China built more cables. The US began blocking Chinese-backed projects and warning allies of security risks. Now the West is scrambling to catch up, funding its own cable projects and offering alternatives. The goal: give nations a choice for an open, secure internet. But China has a decade-long head start and a unified approach. Western efforts are fragmented and slower. In the race to wire the world, speed and simplicity matter. The West has woken up, but it's still behind. The digital great game is on. The outcome will shape the global order. The stakes are nothing less than digital sovereignty. The world is watching and choosing sides. This underwater struggle is a battle for sovereignty, digital sovereignty. In the 21st century, controlling your data is as vital as controlling your borders. The Western model champions a free, open internet managed by private companies and protected by privacy laws. China's model is cyber sovereignty. The state controls the internet, censors content, and monitors users. Through its digital Silk Road, China is exporting this model worldwide. Authoritarian regimes find this approach attractive. The danger? A splintered internet. Two digital blocks, one open, one controlled. Submarine cables are the new fault lines in this digital Cold War. The cables you connect to could determine your access, your rights, your reality. The battle for data sovereignty is a battle for freedom itself. The outcome will define the digital age. The world stands at a crossroads. Which model will prevail? The answer will shape the future of the internet and our lives. The fight for digital borders is just beginning. The world is being rewired, and those laying the cables will wield immense power. This quiet conflict is about more than technology. It's about values and the rules of the digital road. Will the future be open and free, or controlled and censored? The country that controls digital infrastructure can shape global narratives and gain intelligence advantages. China's long-term strategy is reshaping the world's digital map. The West must respond with its own vision, investing in secure, reliable infrastructure and true partnerships. The stakes are the future of the global order. The choices we make about these invisible cables will shape the world for generations. Will the internet remain a global commons, or become a tool of division? The digital war is here, happening now beneath the waves. We can no longer ignore this silent battlefield. The outcome will determine the fate of freedom, innovation, and human dignity. The great game of our time is being played in the deep. The world's future is on the line. The battle for the soul of the internet is underway.